August the 7th, 2025. Guys, we talked about this a couple of days ago, and most of you have kept up with the situation going on in Texas and the Democrats fleeing to other cities to break quorum on the redistricting plan. But 2 days ago, they requested that Kash Patel get involved with the FBI on rounding up some of these Democratic hooligans. And so today they agreed to do it. It says FBI to search for Texas Dems. Cornyn thanks Trump, Patel for backing manhunt of runaway lawmakers. Senator Cornyn said today that Kash Patel has agreed to assist state and local enforcement in locating Democratic members of the Texas House who have left the state in protest of a Republican-led redistricting effort. And the Democrats are afraid that this is going to give, the redistricting will give the Republicans power for at least a decade. And really, that's the whole plan, because the Democrats have practically ruined the nation, and they're continuing to try to do the same thing. So what they don't understand is they are the problem. It's not the Republicans and not the lawmakers there in Texas. It's not Trump. It's the Democrats. And that's why I say, before it's all said and done, the FBI is going to have to do a lot more than just this, because these people are criminals. They're acting like it. They're against the U.S. They're against you and I. They're all about fake voting. They're all about open borders. They have to be stopped, or either this madness will continue. I don't see another way around it. So in a statement, Cornyn said Patel had approved his formal request for the FBI to help find the lawmakers who fled Texas to break quorum and stall a vote again on the redistricting proposal. He said, I am proud to announce that Patel has approved my request for the FBI to assist state and local law enforcement in locating runaway Texas House Dems. I thank President Trump and Director Patel for supporting and swiftly acting on my call for the federal government to hold these supposed lawmakers accountable. Cornyn had posted on X earlier that Patel had responded to his request. Now, one thing about Texas is that you do have a lot of rhinos that pretend to be Republicans but are really Democrats. And they go around and they take a lot of money from certain people. And they put up a lot of posters and run a lot of ads and all saying how they support MAGA. But when it gets down to the voting and all of the bill writing, they go against it. So there's a problem there, and maybe this will help shake some of that up. It said, Cornyn sent a letter to Patel on August 5th urging the Bureau to take any appropriate steps to aid in the Texas state law enforcement efforts to locate or arrest potential lawbreakers who have fled the state. Now, I know that Patel's over the FBI, but I'm not sure who, because they're switching things up, who's over the U.S. Marshals. I'm not sure. It says the Democratic lawmakers left the state to deny the Texas House quorum, which needed to pass the redistricting bill, part of a broader political strategy to delay or prevent passage of a congressional map that critics, again, say can entrench Republican control for the next decade. Needs to do it for the next 10 decades. Now, in that letter to Patel, Cornyn also raised concerns about possible misuse of funds by the legislators that may bring more heat down on them from the feds. Specifically, I'm concerned the legislators have solicited or accepted funds to aid in their efforts to avoid their legislative duties, may be guilty of bribery or other public corruption offenses. And it was Beto O'Rourke's super PAC that provided the money, guys, for them to fly to, I know, to Chicago, maybe the other places too. But Cornyn emphasized that the matter is time sensitive, noting that the legislature is in a special session with only 2 weeks remaining to finalize the map. Now, we're almost the end of that first week. Abbott has ordered the arrest of the Democratic lawmakers. Texas House Democrats abandoned their duty to Texas, Abbott said in a statement Monday. I ordered the Texas Department of Public Safety to locate, arrest, and return the House chamber any member who has abandoned their duty to Texans. Now, 2 showed up, I think, in today's meeting and tried to put on a big show, but I think they were mainly there to keep their butts out of jail because they knew what was going on. It says Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who is running for the Republican nomination for U.S. Senate, said he supported the speedy arrest of these jet-setting runaways who left the state during the legislature session. Now, think about this. Beto O'Rourke, for some reason, still has a political super PAC, although he made a fool out of himself the last time he tried to run. So what is that PAC all about? Where is that money coming from and why? But again, he has put himself in the position of supporting this bribery and corruption. It says the FBI has not issued a public statement confirming its involvement. A spokesman of the Department of Justice declined to comment. The federal role in such a dispute could raise legal questions, as breaking quorum is a tactic that, while controversial, has been used by both parties in recent decades and is typically addressed through state legislative procedures. Times are changing. There's a new sheriff in town, and it's time to clean up the swamp, and the swamp is across our nation in all the big cities right now. But I just wanted to point this out. It looks like, and we'll check it real quick, let's check about the meeting scheduled for Friday, which is kind of like a deadline for them to return. Now, what they've got scheduled is in the morning at 9:15 Central Time. It says Texas Senate Redistricting Committee hearing. So, again, this has been kind of built up as a deadline day. We saw a full meeting today, and they let the crybabies cry and whine and moan. But that's just to say we allowed y'all to express your opinion. It was pretty weak, pretty sickening. It was a clown show. But still, legally, they did that. And they were very nice about it. The people running the meeting there were very cordial to this group that looked like they escaped from a circus or something. It was pretty pitiful. But they let that go on, and so now that's behind them. And tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day. But the Lord willing, we'll be live we'll go live about 9 a.m. in the morning. It starts at 9:15. And all we can do is go from there, guys. But we're watching it. You watch it. It's a heads up. Guys, this is important because it's going to affect the voting again for the next decade, but it needs to, because they get a section of an embedded sanctuary city and load it down with the worst of the worst and then send someone like Jasmine Crockett to D.C. So that needs to change. Again, we're watching it, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.